Do you want it to be easier for you to learn chords and scales and arpeggios and anything? There is one skill that most beginners completely overlook that is going to make learning anything on the guitar a lot easier for you. So today, we're going to give you a secret weapon and a new skill that you need to be working on if you're not already doing it. And trust me, this is one thing that will set apart the boys from the men, so to say. Now, if you've been playing guitar for a little bit and you've been trying to learn chords, you've been trying to memorize scales, you've been trying to memorize things and make sure that you remember all the different stuff that you know, right? But it's hard because we come back to it and we come back to it and we come back to it. Allow me to introduce you to your new best friend, the notebook, okay? Now, specifically, this is a grid style notebook. I like these the most. And you're like, wait, why is a notebook a secret weapon for guitar playing? Well, my friend, let me show you, okay? Check this out, okay? This is just one example right here on this page. Check this out, okay? This is maps of the fretboard that I make, okay? There is a cool little thing when it comes to writing things down in a notebook specifically that make it so that your brain learns them better. In fact, writing something down is the same thing as reading it 7 times. So when it comes to learning new chords and learning new scales and learning new arpeggios and learning the fretboard and trying to map all of it out, the most valuable thing is to start building the skill of transcription, okay? Now, transcription is when you hear something and you write it down. You write down what is happening. You could either write it down in musical notation, you could write it down in guitar tab, you could write it down as fretboard diagrams or scale diagrams or chord diagrams, whatever it is. The idea is that you write down what you're learning. And if you do that, if you write down the things that you're working on, you're going to remember it a lot better, okay? Now, why am I bringing this up? Because recently I just had a comment on one of my Guitar Pro videos where a guy was like, don't buy this program if you're not a pro. But little does this dude realize that transcribing the things that you hear, okay, taking the songs that you know and starting to write them out is one of the best ways to learn your instrument. Trying to do things by ear, trying to learn by ear, and also writing down the things that you know, doing those things together. So learning something by ear and writing it down go hand in hand with becoming an excellent musician and a really good guitar player, because as you do it, your ear is going to open up. You're going to understand and hear things on the guitar differently. You're going to start to understand and know what people are playing just by listening to it, because you spent a bunch of time writing it down and you've done it for several different scales and chords and songs and different things like that. Transcribing it by writing it down yourself is what makes you way, way better. So whether you're doing it in a notebook or you're using a cool program like Guitar Pro, where you're transcribing it into the computer and then the computer can play it back for you, it's handy and it will make you a better player. So transcription and transcribing the things that you learn is ignored by the majority of beginner guitar players, right? And that is because most of the time as a beginner, you're already overwhelmed with the amount of information that is out there, okay? But if you start doing this one thing right now, you get yourself a notebook. Specifically, I like a grid style notebook or a graph paper notebook. I actually used to give all my students, I used to go to Walmart and buy a big stack, like the whole box of composition notebooks that were graph, and I would hand them out to new students, right? They are awesome, okay? Start writing down new things that you learn. Start writing down new chords and you'll memorize your chords faster. Start writing down new scales and you'll memorize them faster. Start writing down new music theory concepts like the major scale formula or the major key chord formula. Start writing stuff like that down and you're going to learn it a lot faster. Plus, you can write it down in other keys. So for example, let's just talk about major key chord formula. What chords sound good in any given major key? In the key of C major, I can learn the formula that C major sounds good, D minor sounds good, E minor sounds good, F sounds good, G sounds good, A minor sounds good, and B diminished, I hate this one, also sounds good, and then we go back to C. Okay? As long as you know that, you can go, oh, I can do that. Let's do that in the key of D, right? Let's do that in the key of G. Let's do that in the key of A. And if you do that, and then you go to your guitar and you practice applying it, you're going to learn stuff on your guitar a lot better. You're going to know your guitar better. You're going to learn things faster, and it's going to help you overall become a better musician. It's going to train your ears, and it's going to help you understand everything so much more deeply and help you become better way faster. So if you haven't got one already, go get a graph notebook and start writing down everything that you know. If you've been learning for a little bit and you know chords and you know scales and you know arpeggios and you know different stuff, start writing it down and see how surprised you'll be with how much you know and how well you already know it. And if not, you start doing that and you're going to start finding yourself memorizing things and learning things a lot faster because it tricks your brain. And I'm all about that. I love when there is a simple solution to help you learn guitar faster, to learn guitar better, and to understand things on a deeper level. So, really simple tip today. Go get yourself a notebook, start writing down everything that you learn. And if you do that, you're going to become a way better guitar player. Now, if you found this helpful, I have another gift for you as well. If you go to my website at simpleguitar.com/top10, there you can download the top 10 things to learn on guitar first. And that guide is 10 things that will help you become a really good guitar player that can be musical right off the bat. And here's the other cool thing. You can learn those things and start writing down those things in your notebook, okay? And things that you learn along those lines. And if you do that, that guide is free. So just go to simpleguitar.com/top10, download that guide. It's my gift to you for watching the video today. Go get yourself a notebook, and then you can go check out this video right here about guitar scales, and you can start writing these scales down in your notebook. And I will catch you in this next video.